Niranjan, in fact, I can go into some detail on, how this whole U-turn happened on CBI first finding it a fit case for appeal or an SLP, and then everything went into a cold storage. Now, on May 6, 2004, CBI officers Keshav Mishra and A.K. Majumdar, they had prepared a draft of SLP. A legal opinion was sought on it by a noted criminal lawyer N. Natarajan. He gave a legal opinion in the affirmative that yes, this SLP can be filed in the Supreme Court. This legal opinion was seconded by CBI counsel U.S. Prasad. This is happening in the month of May, remember, of 2004. Now, at that time, Director of Prosecution in the CBI was S.K. Sharma. He cleared the draft. So the draft was ready to be filed. And then on May 28, 2004, the government changes, NDA goes out of power, UPA comes in. Then we have a draft note being generated or a department note being generated which says that please take legal opinion again. This time for legal opinion, they go to a deputy legal advisor in the law ministry by the name of O.P. Verma, who says that there is no question of law involved in challenging the Delhi High Court verdict, and so the matter should lie there. The law secretary of that time, R.L. Meena, seconded it, and final opinion was given by the newly appointed Attorney General Milon Banerjee. So between May 6, 2004, when the CBI drafted an SLP, to the time when AG Milon Banerjee gave his opinion that the matter does not need an SLP, the change was that the government became from NDA to UPA. Yes.
Abhishek, I think we have GVL Narasimha of the BJP joining us on the phone line on the breaking story here in Republic this morning. GVL, thank you for joining us. You were on the channel yesterday when we told you about, you were there when Sten Lindstrom, sensational details emerged. Now, this is a parliamentary note that is with Republic this morning, and Abhishek Kapoor, our executive editor, has been able to access this note. I'm going to read out from this note because these are findings within the government. These are audit reports now with the parliamentary subcommittee. It says, and I quote, the DOPT was intimated on the 8th of September 2005 that CBI was of the view that Bofors was a fit case for moving the government of India for filing an SLP in the Supreme Court against the High Court judgment in 31st of May 2005. However, it's been advised by Law Ministry and Additional Solicitor General of India that the judgment dated 31st of May 2005, as such, no SLP has been filed. So it tells you, this is just one of the 10 findings that this report has. And the reason I'm telling you this today is because it tells you a story of how there's been a deliberate cover-up over the years and as recent as in 2005.
Yeah, this has been, Bofors has been, is the biggest cover-up ever carried out in human history. Not just in India, but possibly the entire world. At every stage, the Congress party tried to really somehow derail investigations. There was attempts at the highest level in the Congress party when the scandal broke out in 1986. Rajiv Gandhi till 89, until last day in office, he tried everything to stop this. He actually traveled to Sweden and got the Swedish authorities to derail the bribe allegations and the probe that Swedish government had announced then. This is also now part of the record. Recently, only a few months ago, the CIA has declassified documents. As we all know, the American intelligence agency, they keep tabs, they collect intelligence and information all over the world for their own consumption, for their own use. But these declassified documents show that in '86, there were attempts to cover up the entire thing to bail out Rajiv Gandhi and the Congress government, the then Congress government in India. There are documents which clearly spell out the entire sequence of events which have led to these the cover-up operation. Before the investigators actually reached out to Stockholm, you had Rajiv Gandhi as Prime Minister traveling to Sweden to prepare the ground so that these investigators, when they go to Sweden, they simply face a stone wall. They cannot get any information from there. So, and then the JPC itself, the Joint Parliamentary Committee that was formed under B. Shankaranand, they also stalled every possible leak, every possible revelation. So it has been a classic case of the political corruption at the highest level, and also a classic case of cover-up. I think the most infamous, I would say, the case of cover-up ever carried out. So after the High Court judgment, unfortunately, no non-Congress government lasted for a longer period, because these are processes which take time. So actually, the events moved only when the opposition governments were in power, and had the BJP returned to power in 2004, it would have been a different story. But the Congress and Sonia Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi herself was one of the principal actors in this entire Bofors saga. So the first thing she did was, after coming to power, was to derail any further trial of the Bofors, put a stop to all inquiries, give a clean sheet to everybody who was accused in the case, and also even help Katrochi to access the amounts that were lying in the frozen accounts of London. So I think this is a classic case where the real culprits got away, and with all their moolah and money in their bank accounts. I think it's a travesty. It's a tragedy that a classic case of political corruption did not result in final conviction, purely because of the attempts of the government at the center to derail investigations and to also deprive the trial of proper inquiries and proper investigations to result in conviction.
GVL, and as we go into a break, GVL, I just want to point out, two of the findings, right, of this, and it tells you a story. And GVL, as we go to the break, here's what I want to tell you. This is one observation. The files relating to the purchase of gun system and ammunition, as well as license production, were called for from the ministry as early as July 1986. They were made available to audit from June 1988, and only after repeated reminders. That is one. So it tells you that Rajiv Gandhi government delayed submitting documents to the Ministry of Defence. This is as early as in 1986. And another observation, the government of India did not appear to have perused various alternatives about investigations of the Bofors transaction. And it tells you about how, after the Swedish government said that they would not reopen the preliminary investigations, India never appealed, essentially, which means they wanted the story buried. But the story is back 31 years later on Republic TV, as we get you the details of what happened in the last 31 years. The investigator spoke yesterday, and in the course of the next few days, Republic TV will break open the Bofors story part by part.